You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. Bet you made the cutest bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby. 'Cause baby, look at you now.
Does your dad appreciate that you are merely great? Does your mother realize you're such a treat for the eyes? You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child.
When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild.
And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how.
I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. I bet you made the cutest bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby. Baby, look at you now.
She's a cutie.
Baby, look at you now.
I know with Kim that when I ask her to do a job, it's going to get done, and I don't have to question it. I don't have to walk her around. She just does it.
She can be the kind of person who knows what's the right thing to do, and she does it. I really admire her for being a very strong believer. I feel really good. I'm pretty sure you can see, anybody can see that. She's a good Christian woman.
I know I can go to Kim with any problem, and that she won't just tell me advice, but she'll try to help me to see what the right thing is without really telling me what to do. She'll just kind of open my mind to what I should be doing.
She's driven and ambitious, definitely. I mean, she's got a lot of goals, and it's been really cool to see those being met throughout the years.
She's just so ambitious that she knows what she wants and she goes after it, and nothing stops her.
What I know I have done for my kids is always try to teach them that life is not easy and that you have to go for the things you want, and when something goes wrong, don't give up, keep going. Never wanted them to be in a position as they were victims, but they can always be brave and keep going ahead.
We depended a lot on each other. I mean, for console, for laughter, for fun, for play, for everything, you know, just to get everything out and to talk to each other about anything. We needed each other, and I did need her a lot, and I'm so grateful for her.
She's the type of person that she would give from herself to she would go without to give to somebody else, without a shadow of a doubt.
Her relationship with the Lord is real. She spends time with God, and that God is someone who is real to her, and she has that relationship, and it's not something that she takes for granted. It's something that she values.
She's a perfect example of what God wants you to be, I think. She models the Christian faith very well. She doesn't compromise her values.
I just have a huge love for her that I don't think she even realizes. You know, I haven't known her that long, but all that we've talked about and shared and prayed about, and that she's such a testimony of what God can do in anybody's life.
I grew up in Sunday school. I memorized the golden rule, and how Jesus came to set the sinner free. I know the story inside out, and I can tell you all about the path that led him up to Calvary. But ask me why he loves me, and I don't know what to say. But I'll never be the same, because he changed my life when he became everything to me. He's more than a story, more than words on a page of history. He's the air that I breathe, the water I thirst for, and the ground beneath my feet. He's everything, everything to me. We're living in uncertain times, and more find that I'm aware of just how fragile life can be. I wanna tell the world I found a love that turned my life around. They need to know that they can taste and see. Now every day I'm praying just to give my heart away. I wanna live for Jesus so that someone else might see that he is everything. He's more than a story, more than words on a page of history. He's the air that I breathe, the water I thirst for, and the ground beneath my feet. Oh, he's everything. And looking back over my life at the end, I'm gonna meet you saying you've been everything to me. More than a story, more than words on a page of history. You're everything to me. You're more than a story, more than words on a page of history. You're the air that I breathe, the water I thirst for, and the ground beneath my feet. You're everything, Lord, you're everything to me. You're everything to me, Jesus. Yeah, I breathe the song I sing. You're my life, my everything.
With Kim, there's so many things that God has gifted her with. I told you we did a gift assessment thing, and one of her highest ones was evangelism. And she was like, I'm an evangelist. What is that? But she has a gift for lost people.
I would say she has a passion for lost people. Actually, Kimberly is the kind of person, she would throw something and have everybody come, you know, even if she was close to them or not, and she would make every single person feel comfortable.
One thing that I love about Kimberly is that she genuinely cares because she will ask questions, and it's not to just keep conversation going or to be nosy, but she wants to know like how you are and what's going on in your life.
She does things with excellence. She doesn't just do a job just to get by. She just doesn't give it, 5%.
She's a high achiever, and she never stops. She's always on the go. She can't just sit.
She's definitely a leader in every group that she's in and anything that she does, whether it's school, whether it's just hanging out with friends, whether it's taking on a job. Kimberly is the leader of it. She knows what to do. She definitely knows what to do.
She knew it was better to be a leader than to be a follower, and she likes that. She believes very strongly in the Bible, and she knows what it takes to be a leader, and I guess she follows that.
Kimberly, she's always been someone I can look up to, even though she's younger than me. She's always been someone that has been like a model to me.
Every girl wanted to have what Kim had. And it's because she wouldn't move and because she wouldn't slide another way. It's because when Kim said she was going to do something, she was going to do it. I just think it's a satisfaction that she has to be busy. And it's not necessarily self-driven. I just think it's a gift that the Lord has given her, for sure. When she does things, she does it for the glory of the Lord. It's not for Kim.
What makes her unique is she's upfront and honest, and which is huge for me. She's a real person. She said, "This is who you get what you're looking at is what you get," and I value that about her because I know that that's exactly what I'm getting.
There's no doubt what you see is what you get with her, but she's maybe with other people, I think she can be a little reserved. It depends on her comfort level, I guess you can say. And like with Jeff, I can see she's like so comfortable around him.
Jeff has been the only person to open up Kimberly. And I would say she opens up with me, but it's not the same way. And Kimberly lights up the room, but Jeff lights up Kimberly.
Her relationship with Jeff has been a cool model for other single girls that she knows, and then for her students to see just the whole purity thing and just what a godly relationship looks like.
She can be really silly with him, and he loves it. He just gets a kick out of it, whereas if she were like that with other people, they'd be like, what is wrong with her?
They're so cute. I always hear her talking about, on the phone. I've only met him a couple times. And when she talks about him, her face lights up, and, the other day I think she called him her Pooh Bear. I don't know, she was something.
I'd say the first thing that I think of when people say Jeff is that he is a peacemaker, and that he's there to think of others before himself.
There's just certain people that are honest, and I think that's what, when I first comes to mind with Jeff, is just a solid friend.
Jeff is so much more than meets the eye, and you don't look at someone and expect someone to have the kind of personality traits that Jeff has of, being so genuine and being so selfless and so self-aware of who he is.
I think what really sets him apart from other people is his adaptability to really come into a situation and look out to see what the needs of others are. It's very rare that Jeff will show up in any kind of a situation where his first priority is himself.
He was a giver, not a grabber. He just, when he's in a room, he adds to it. You know, he would clean up around the house and not say a word about it. I mean, I'd have my foghorn out in meetings and you know, like, you guys are gonna change because I'm doing all this. And he would just do it and yet have such a stronger voice because of it.
He's probably the most selfless person I've ever met. I was going through 1 Corinthians the other day. That part in there where Paul's talking about love. And he just goes through, he says, love is patient, love is kind, does not boast or brag. And that's Jeff, man. You could probably just take love out and throw Jeff's name in there, and it'd fit pretty well.
He's more self-aware than anyone I've ever met. He always has seemed to really be confident in himself as far as he knew who he was. He didn't conform to be what others, you know, thought he should be or what he thought might be more accepted if he were to change this or that.
It's a very fine line between being sure of yourself and being arrogant. He's able to make others feel sure of themselves when they aren't, and he doesn't give anything up of himself to do it.
You get to know him and you realize that this is who he is and that doesn't change, and that allows you to be yourself and be more comfortable. Just has a real ability to make people feel valued, and I think that's what makes those connections so strong.
He doesn't cut down on other people for their beliefs, and I think that that's probably one of his greatest strengths, that he accepts other people and he extends grace to them when maybe others don't. Because he understands and he gives that grace and forgiveness to other people, I think it really relays back upon his understanding of what the Lord's done for him through his son Jesus.
He's taught me a lot in that area of what's it look like to not waver on a conviction but not be judgmental. That's a very fine line between judging something and saying I'm not giving into it. He can, you know, I do it and it looks like judgment. He does it and it looks like, you know, I love you, I understand you, but let's ease on over here. How about if you look at it this way? Is that really what God wants? Is that what he talks about? He doesn't threaten folks, but he moves them.
When you meet Jeff, you don't think you're going to be judged. And I think he has a genuine love for a lot of people. I think that factor in alone draws people around him to where they're just like, this guy, you know, doesn't care who I am or what that. It doesn't matter if I'm either a movie star or the lowliest of lowly poor, I'm still important to him. And I think that's what draws a lot of people to him.
One of the fun things about going over to you guys' house all the time was we were never bored. You know, we never played video games or any of that junk. We were outside doing stuff that I'd never done before, never even thought of, you know. But
we're looking for something to do, so they wanted to rest the horses, I guess. And Jeff and I got off, and the girls are talking. So we walked out into the woods a little bit, and I think I threw a stick at him or something. And before we knew it, we're throwing like 8-foot logs at each other. And I felt like kind of like Last of the Mohicans or something.
this summer working on the barn. He's up like, what, 30 feet in the air just walking around on this purlin that's like this wide. The rest of us are hugging like the thing, and he's like, you know, throwing bolts this way and that, and like he's just walking around up there just chilling.
He likes speed, he likes living on the edge, and that gets the old endorphins going for him. That excites him and he likes it.
Yeah, there definitely was that element of him just getting crazy. That was one of the things that I always enjoyed being around him, because I knew we were going to have fun, and I knew we were going to do something just, you know, that I'd have a story at the end of the day or whatever.
And it's very interesting to see that paired in such a quiet package, but I think that's pretty common. A lot of times guys who have nerves of steel don't get all anxious and hyper. They can't afford it. The kid doesn't panic. He's got ice in his veins.
River can be found, and like the rain, I have been carried here to where the river flows. Yeah, my heart is racing and my knees are weak as I walk to the edge. I know there is no turning back once my feet have left the ledge. And in the rush, I hear a voice telling me it's time to take a leap of faith. So here I go.
I believe that, you know, God has set aside one person in this world for you to marry, and I think Jeff and Kim have found each other. They are so in love with each other, and it just, for my hope is that a relationship with someone that I ultimately marry will be just like theirs.
It seems like they actually enjoy just hanging out and being together. And a lot of people, you know, can't be on the phone for 5 minutes without fighting. You know, and that, I mean, that'll end up being important.
Once Jeff gets his heart set on something, he goes all out for it, and he won't stop until he gets there. And I think Kim will really help him get to that point.
They're best friends, really, you know? They love to be around one another, and that's awesome. That's just awesome to see, and it's awesome just to be around.
Kim will not take no for an answer, and that is a tenacity that's going to keep their marriage in check in the very most important department, which is communication.
I think as they join together, it's really neat because they complete each other, and our eyes are set on the same thing, and it'll just be exciting to see how they're used.
No rush, though I need your touch. I won't rush your heart until you feel on solid ground, until your strength is found. Girl, I'll fill those canyons in your soul like a river leads you home, and I'll walk a step behind in the shadows so you shine. Just ask, it will be done, and I will prove my love until you're sure that I'm the one. Trust in me, and you'll find a heart so true. All I wanna do is give the best of me to you, and stand beside you. Just ask, it will be done, and I will prove my love until you're sure that I'm the one. Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the future is unclear, I will be here. Sure, as seasons are made for change, our lifetimes are made for years. So I will be here. and I will be here to watch you grow in beauty and tell you all the things you are to me. I will be here. I will be true to the promise I have made to you and to the one who gave you to me. I will be here. And just as sure as seasons are made for change, our lifetimes are made for years. So I will be here, we'll be together. I will be